Good morning, sorry, good morning students, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I am going to discuss the journal entries. Okay, so I will discuss the journal entries both in the books of hire purchaser as well as in the books of hire vendor. Okay, so you all know how to pass journal entries, yes or no? The basic journal entries. Okay, here today I am going to teach you, okay, the journal entries, okay, under hire purchase system. Okay, so the first one is in the book of hire purchaser. Okay, the person who is going to purchase the asset under hire purchase system, okay, will be called as hire purchaser. So we are going to learn journal entries in the books of hire purchaser. So there are two methods, okay, of passing journal entries in the books of hire purchaser. So what are the two methods? The first method is credit purchase method, okay, or you can also call it full cash price method, okay, or total asset value method. Okay, so this is the first method. Okay, it is named by three names: credit purchase method, full cash price method, and total asset value method. And the second method is asset accrual method. Okay, asset accrual method. So now let us see the journal entries. Okay, so first of all you see, okay, for the purchase of asset. So when the this is the book of hire purchaser. Okay, I am talking about the book of hire purchaser. So when the hire purchaser purchases the asset comes into his business. Okay, so we know asset, okay, when it increases it should be debited. So asset account is debited. And at the same time liability of the person, that is the hire purchaser, goes up. Okay, so the name of the hire vendor will be mentioned. Okay, so here you have to mention the name. What is the name of the asset? Okay, the asset may be, okay, a machinery. Okay, it may be washing machine. Okay, or it may be this one, any vehicle. Okay, so the name of the asset must be mentioned. Okay, name of the asset is debited. To hire vendor account, vendor here is a liability, yes or no, for the hire purchaser, because under hire purchase system the payment is not made immediately. Okay, so it becomes a liability for the hire purchaser. Okay, so the name of the hire vendor, okay, name of the hire vendor should be mentioned. Okay, here hire vendor is a liability of the hire purchaser, and we know when liability increases it should be credited. Okay, so to hire vendor account. Now you see point number 2, okay, the next journal entry is hire vendor account debited to bank to cash account. So this is, okay, with the amount of down payment. With the amount of down payment. Okay, so when the asset is purchased, okay, it is not taken by the hire purchaser, okay, without paying anything. Okay, so an amount of down payment is paid. So hire vendor liability decreases. Okay, so we know when liability decreases it should be it should be debited to bank oblique cash account. Okay, if it is paid by check, then it is bank account is credited, and if it is paid in cash, then cash account is credited. Okay, and it should be debited and credited with the amount of down payment. Okay, with the amount of down payment. So that is said in journal entry number 2. And these two journal entries are passed when? On the date of agreement. Okay, when the asset is purchased. On signing the agreement, there is a purchase of asset. Okay, and these two entries are passed. Clear to you? Now come to the third entry. Okay, so here there is a matter of interest in hire purchase system. Each installment includes interest. So interest is an expense for the hire purchaser, yes or no? And we know when expense increases, it should be debited. So interest account is debited to hire vendor account because liability also increases. Yes or no? So when liability increases, it should be credited. Okay, so to hire vendor account. Then you see what is the fourth entry, hire vendor account to bank to cash account. This is the entry for payment of installment. Okay, payment of installment. Payment of installment. So installment includes cash price as well as interest. So hire vendor account is debited to bank account to cash account. Okay, installment is paid. Hire vendor is debited because liability decreases and bank cash, okay, asset decreases, so it should be credited. Got it? So these two entries are passed on the date of payment of installments. That is year ending. Okay, year ending date. Okay, on the date of payment of installments, that is when the year ends. Or you can say if the payment is made on monthly basis, then on the date of payment of installment. Okay, quarterly, half yearly. Okay, whenever the installment is paid, these two entries are passed with the date of the payment of installments. Now come to the fifth entry, depreciation account debited to asset account. Okay, so depreciation again here is in my last video I have explained you okay about the calculation of depreciation. Yes or no? So depreciation is an expense for the hire purchaser. So we know expense increases, it should be debited. So depreciation account is debited to asset account. Okay, by its name it should be credited because asset value goes down. Okay, so it should be credited. Depreciation account debited to asset account. Okay, and you have I have explained you in my last video about the two methods of calculating depreciation. That is on original cost price. Okay, on that is original cost price method. Okay, on the cash price of the asset depreciation is calculated, or there is diminishing balance method. Year after year the price of the asset goes on decreasing. Sorry, the amount of depreciation goes on decreasing. So that is diminishing balance method or reducing balance method. So by following those two methods, okay, or any one of the method, okay, you calculate depreciation and that depreciation will be debited, okay, to asset account. Asset account will be credited. Then you see the amount of interest and the amount of depreciation. Okay, we write interest and depreciation in the profit and loss account debit side. Yes or no? So it is transferred to profit and loss account. You see statement of profit and loss account debited to interest account to depreciation account. Okay, it is transferred to profit and loss account. Got it? These two amounts, interest account and depreciation account. So these two entries will be passed on the date of annual closing of account. So when the accounts will be closed, Okay, these two entries are passed. Depreciation account and the transfer of interest and depreciation to profit and loss account. Okay, on the date of annual closing of account. Okay, so you see these two entries, the first number 1 and number 2 entries are passed only once. Okay, only once at the beginning of the year. Okay, when on the date of agreement, that is when there is a purchase of the asset. And these four entries, 1, 2, 3, 4, interest, okay, higher payment of installment, depreciation charged, and transfer of interest and depreciation to profit and loss account. These four entries will be passed, okay, year after year until and unless the last installment is paid. Okay, the last installment is paid. These four entries. And these two entries will be passed only once. Got it? So this is how under credit purchase method, okay, journal entries are passed in the books of hire purchaser. So the first method I have explained you. The second method I will explain you in the next class. Okay, asset accrual method. Now you see what are the ledger accounts to be prepared, okay, under hire purchase system. So it is hire vendor account, asset account, then interest account, then depreciation account, and statement of profit and loss. These are the 5 accounts you have to prepare. Okay, under in the books of hire purchaser. Okay, so in the books of hire purchaser, these 5 accounts you have to prepare: hire vendor account, asset account, interest account, depreciation account, and statement of profit and loss. Okay, after passing the journal entries, okay, or it may be asked in the question directly to prepare the asset account. So you have to keep the journal entries in your mind to prepare the asset account. Okay, so I hope this journal entries are clear to you. Okay, so if you like my video, please share and comment. Okay, and those who are new viewers, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for latest updates. Okay, so thank you for today.